siding on the sides, it allows reflected light to come in. So it's not direct sunlight, so it's not heat as much, but it still lights up. Because as you can see, there's no lights in here, but it's still a well-lit room because of all the light that's able to be reflected in it.
Very cool. You have solar panels somewhere?
Yes, we have 34 solar panels up on the roof. 5 of them are devoted directly to the hot water heater. It was very important for us to make sure that everyone gets their hot water, but the rest of the panels are all devoted just for the appliances. And so that allows all the appliances to be run, you know, dishwasher, washer, dryer, TV, anything else that you would need. And so it's completely like livable situation. Like, I would love this house. I wish they would give me this house.
What kind of
Sorry, what?
battery storage place?
No, the batteries, in the competition, there are actually no batteries. So how it works is you have like a net value. So in the morning, when there's more sun,
You guys have any questions?
any excess is given back to the grid, and then when the sun goes away, it's pulled from the grid. Yeah, and so like our net value is around +5, -5 from day to day. So we're like right on the net zero, which is where we want to be for this competition.
Very cool.
Well, thank you.
They won the competition? What he said? Did he say they won the competition?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, they're net zero on their energy usage. Means it doesn't use any energy.
Oh, okay.
This is actually an industrial flooring, like a catwalk in a factory. Instead of just being the flooring, we just popped it up and put it on the side. And so what that allows to do is it allows some level of shade and light diffusion, but because of these holes, it allows air to flow through. So it actually still creates a very nice open environment so you can relax and enjoy our swing.
That one is over at
So this is material you're getting is where?
This is I'm not entirely sure where exactly we got it, but it is a sheet material and it's commercially available. So if you just search aluminum composite material, I'm sure. I love it. It's very durable material and it's very lightweight and it's white, so it reflects all the light. So it's a great process for flooring. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's a vinyl flooring. So yeah, it has a cork back. It's free floating surface. And it's vinyl flooring. It's great because we put it in day one. And we had our work boots walking all over it, dragged our countertops, did everything on top. Yeah, it's just great. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, I'm not trying to. I could try to find someone who would know if you would ask, but I'm sure it's just your typical vinyl flooring.
There's a couple things that
Overstory.
6 to 12 feet over the top of the structure and knock 10 degrees off the structure. And the bulb south. So in the wintertime, the sun will go down. Shading the whole house. That's called overstory. About 10 degrees.
House, isn't it?
Our house has a special plastic sheathing around it that actually keeps the flood waters out, as well as special techniques to flood-proof our doors, our windows, and our awesome south shutters to protect our home. We use many different techniques, and you'll see more inside as you go through the home. You'll get to see and even experience some of these. Our house also uses 90% less energy than the average New Jersey home. This is a huge difference. Our main way that we're doing this is through using a passive house standard. It's a special German technique that we borrowed from the Europeans and brought over here. We have thicker insulation and we air seal our home, so our house is airtight. It really reduces the energy consumption of our home overall. We also have very energy efficient appliances. So all of that together really reduces the energy use of our house. You get to see a lot more of this as you go through the home and kind of see how more of it works. Besides that, our house is great in the event of an emergency. As I said before, we have special ways to seal up our house. Our house becomes what we call a reverse bathtub. So when the floods come in, the waters surround the home, but they don't penetrate into the home. This protects the home so that way when you come back after a storm, you don't have to worry about your house being destroyed. Not just from the floods, but also from debris, because our house can also, the special plastic we have, also withstands debris loads. Because when your neighbor doesn't put their lawn chair away or a piece of the boardwalk floats down the street into your house, it's going to hit your house, and normally that actually causes much more damage than the floodwaters even do. But our house is able to withstand that, so you don't have to worry about your house being destroyed when you come home. You also don't have to worry about many things that other people have to worry about, like power outages. Because while you're solar powered, you're still connected to the grid. That grid, when that grid goes down, you also go down. But we have a backup system. On our south shutters that I mentioned before, we have this AC system on our panels that actually runs a backup systems in our homes. This keeps the pipes from freezing, because after a hurricane, Mother Nature seems to hate us, and almost never failingly we get a hurricane and 3 days later we get hit with a blizzard. So then everything freezes. But we're able to still produce enough energy to keep those pipes from freezing. We're also able to run certain things like keep the humidity in our home at a good temperature so you don't have to worry about mold forming. We're able to run all the necessities of the home. We also really wanted to find a way to give back to the community in our home. So while first responders can tap into the power sources at our house to be able to run their systems and respond, we also brought a system that we noticed from Hurricane Sandy, a lot of people doing, into our home. So after Sandy, one of the biggest problems wasn't the flooding, it wasn't that all the debris, it was the power outages. Some people were out of power for over a month. My house was out for 3.5 weeks. It drove my mom insane. So the few people that did have power were running power strips out their house into the community so that anyone could come, plug their phone in, charge up their phones, contact their loved one, just find out information that they could about what was happening, because sometimes the information distribution is one of the hardest parts in a storm. So we actually have USB outlets, and they're marine grade so they won't get destroyed in a flood, built into the side of our home. You'll see them as you go up our ramp. Anyone from the community at any time after a storm can come and plug into those outlets. Even if no one's in the home, they can access those, charge their phones, really help kind of bring everything back together for each other and help kind of come together as a community to help overall. So feel free, the line's moving very quickly. We have these 3 panels here. There's information on the Jersey Shore, Hurricane Sandy, and Hoboken, our people, as well as our guests.
That was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Higher home uses up to 90% less energy for cooling compared to traditional California design. That HVAC system in particular works fantastic in low elevation, arid areas. So that means California, Nevada, and Arizona. So, building this home sustainable, zero net energy, large, very large living rooms that can accommodate a lot of people. We were able to build this home for up to $150,000 on those competition designs. For us, it's an absolute win for low-income families and for farm workers together. Now, if we continue into the hallway, one of my team members will give you the rest of this tour.
Usually, because we use the studs for
Usually, yes. What's special about this home is essentially we've gone to the length of testing and proving that the structural framing solution of this house is more than adequate under certain conditions. I'll just give you sort of a heads up. That window right there above our galley kitchen was the critical circumstance for this entire home. Any wider or any higher, and the plywood can no longer carry and distribute that load. So that's sort of the work we went to in this house to prove that the plywood could do it. Is it just depended on how thick the plywood was, how much depth we had, and exactly how far it had to distribute that load.
So the wall stuff you use is still 2x4 or 2x6?
The exterior walls are all 2x6. The interior walls are all 2x4, but they're partition walls. They're non-load bearing. So I can knock down all of these interior walls if I need them. The entire home is 24 inches on center. So that means roof, walls, and floor. In fact, if you walk outside and look at our eaves, you'll see exactly our frame spacing.
And the water you use for the roof?
Yes.
Is that just pump water or the gray water you use?
It's gray water. However, it's not the same gray water. So what this system does is we collect rainwater to replenish the amount of water we lost to evaporation during the night. Even under drought years in California, we get more than enough water to replenish the 3% that we lose to rain evaporation. So the entire mechanical system is zero net water for its life. After installation, the homeowner does not need to add more water. Yes. Absolutely. So right now, well, it's operating at probably like 77 or something. This home reached a maximum of 81 degrees during 106 months. And part of the reason that works is because the entire home operates like gigantic thermal vents. Between the concrete underneath you and the 1,500 gallons that we are constantly circulating 24/7, the entire home has to increase in temperature. So essentially that has to have gone on for a month. This house starts going up 5, 6.
There's concrete underneath, so the piping is plastic PEX?
Exactly, this PEX, yes.
Part of the equivalent is these window covers on the outside?
That is part of it. So essentially what we've done here, this is not new to our home. What we've done, the research we've done has shown that exterior thermally broken shaders that you can operate saves the home about 7% during heating and cooling. In fact, throughout the day, if you guys have been watching a time lapse of us, these guys are going open and closed throughout the entire day as heating increases or decreases inside the house.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But the butterfly roof, I wonder why it's here.
Probably better. I think absolutely. Do you guys planning on doing a Yahoo group, Google group, or something?
Yeah, but you know, anytime you get reach out.
So very, very much. Thank you.
What I'm saying is, you know, you take 20 years to
That's fine, Mike.
Yeah. So I think we should all.
Be sure to give her a card too. She's the one who actually helped run
They have sprinklers on the roof that run at night on the butterfly roof.
Yeah.
But they cool the water and run it back into the tank.
Yeah.
Just using the cooler at night.
Do you have a business card?
And then it catches rainwater on the butterfly to the center and into the tank too. So it always has enough water in the tank to cool the house and do everything. Just off the water. Just have a pump that circulates it through PEX in the slab. We gotta do this in the laundry room.
Good job. Great job.
Thank you.
It's pretty easy to do.
Laundry.
Stay in touch.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.